Hey guys, this is Danny Rom, and we are playing some kind of messed up version of Fire Red or Pokemon Friendship Red, as the file title would leave you to believe. So, Nick, unfortunately I was not able to get your file that you had sent with the already randomized version to work. I'm not sure exactly why this is. It probably has to do with another Mac PC thing. I'm hoping that we'll be able to iron it out later, but in any case, I took a different file and ran it through the same randomizer and preserved pretty much the same settings that you had. So just to go over a couple things, the base stats are going to be random completely, and that includes the evolutions. So an interesting side effect that means is we can have a Pokemon that is really high in attack and really high in speed, and then when it evolves, all of a sudden, the base stat total might be higher, but its attack and speed could be very less, and maybe it's really high in defenses instead. So we have to watch out a little bit for that with their evolutions. Also, because the Pokemon types are also random and are not preserved through the evolutions. Oh, interesting. They don't give us a default name for our character. But yeah, because the Pokemon types are not preserved through the Pokemon's evolution, that means we might have a Pokemon change type completely in the middle of the run, which would be pretty cool. It does mean that we'll have to very carefully consider whether or not we want a Pokemon to evolve, in fact. So the abilities are also random. I took off the option for Wonder Guard because Wonder Guard is completely broken and could actually ruin the game. The starters are randomized. They'll have completely random items, which is kind of cool for us. The movesets are also randomized, and another interesting thing that I found out about that is, according to the parameters of this randomizer, even for completely randomized movesets, that means every Pokemon is going to have at least one low-level move that will be able to damage. So that's good for us and bad for us in a way. It's good for us because we won't be screwed out of the get-go, but bad because opponents will always be able to kill us, which we don't really want. Trainers are going to have random names, random classes, random Pokemon. I'm sure a lot of hilarious moments will result from that. Wild Pokemon are preserved by area, as you had it. TMs and HMs are randomized, but what that means is that everyone has a 50% chance of learning any given TM or HM. So that could also be pretty good for us. If we happen to not have a Pokemon that learns a particular HM, then we'll cross that bridge as we get there, but with a 50% chance, then it's pretty likely that we won't run into that problem. So what I'm going to do now is turn the text speed to fast, because right now it's pretty slow. Anyway, let's see what our three starters are. We have a Tailo that is really a Poliwhirl, and is also a ground Pokemon apparently. A Snubbull that is really a Paris and is a steel Pokemon, or a Tentacool that is electric. Okay, so I'm down to either Paris or Tentacool just because they're both a dual type. Poliwhirl, also being that it's evolved, is going to learn moves a lot slower. I think I'm going to go with Tentacool, solely based on the fact that Tentacool has a higher base stat total than Paris does, so hopefully we'll get some stats that benefit us there. Yeah, I'll give it a nickname. I'll call you Jellybob, after the relatively obscure Dr. Mario 64 character. And I think SpongeBob, they also call him Jellybob at some point. Alright. So, let's see. Let's see what we got. We have Silver Powder. That boosts Bug-type attacks. We are indeed an Electric type. And a decent attack. And we have Shadow Ball for a move. Interesting. that could be pretty beneficial for us. Shadow Ball is still a ghost type move, so it looks like the types of the moves themselves aren't randomized. That's probably good. And we have decent attack and decent speed, so maybe we'll be able to make some use of that. Okay. What does our rival have? He is a chef, and he has taken the Paris. Oh yeah, this is kind of annoying. So, in Fire Red and Leaf Green, as opposed to Red and Blue, the originals, they really try and make a very concerted effort to bring new people into the franchise, and what that means is that there are these really annoying, unskippable tutorials in the early game to make it easier. Okay, Shadow Ball deals a decent chunk of damage, but he used Dig. That is super effective against us, so hopefully we won't die. Regardless, I have to use Shadow Ball. What?! And it hits?! How does it hit?! How does Shadow Ball hit a Pokemon using Dig? That is not a property that it had before. Okay. So Shadow Ball can hit Pokemon using Dig. Good to know. I can't believe that. Already we're full of surprises. I don't even know what I was saying earlier. I think I was complaining about the tutorials. Yeah, whatever. We just killed a Pokemon using Dig with Shadow Ball. That doesn't happen. It doesn't have the properties of Swift. I wonder if that tells us more about Shadow Ball or more about Dig in particular. So, alright. This is gonna be great. This is gonna be great. I'm looking forward to it. So he gives us a potion there. That's good because we have 2 potions. Oh, random Pokemon. Smoochum. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'll try to beat it. We'll see what move it has. Do a little bit of scouting. Critical hit, but it's not very effective. So whatever type that they have resists Ghost. So what would that mean? Dark. Smoochum has to be a dark type, I believe. Alright, it's good to know. Yeah, the thing with these types being completely random is as much information as we can gather about the other Pokemon, Meganium there, the better. Because it's likely that we'll see that Pokemon again. Unfortunately, we'll have to figure out things very much by the remembering what the types are, as opposed to just knowing them inherently, and that could potentially be a problem for us. I believe the way that the AI works is they'll know what type we are, even though the types are all fahoodled, so I don't know. That could end up biting us in the butt, but it will definitely make this playthrough very fun. Alright, so we're taking Oak's medicinal marijuana, and we're gonna give it to him. But first, I'd like to go up here. I know that there's an item behind this tree, and let's see what that item is. A sunstone. Okay, that's not very exciting. I was reading up on it, and I selected the option that will make trade evolution Pokemon actually obtainable. And what that means for Machoke, Haunter, Graveler, and Kadabra, that random level is going to be level 37, incidentally enough. For some of the other Pokemon, like Eevee and Espeon, for example, that would happen via Sunstone. And I think Sunstone is useful for another Pokemon as well. There's a Meganium. Meganium is actually not very good to see right away, both because it could have a really high base stat in attack or special attack that might kill us early or hurt us early, or a high stat in speed that would prevent us from running away, but also because if we're trying to catch the Meganium, then it'll have a low catch rate, which will make it a lot harder. What'd you call me for? I'm gonna give you some Pokédexes. So incidentally, the Pokedex that we're getting is the National Pokedex. There is a glitch, or maybe not a glitch, but a situation that occurs if we have Pokemon that are outside of the National Dex, then we wouldn't be able to evolve any Pokemon until we get the National Dex. So I checked the option to make sure we have the National Dex early so we avoid that situation. It is conceivable that we will want to evolve Pokemon, although again, we should probably consider whether or not we actually do that. The evolved Pokemon is essentially not going to be anything like its pre-evolution, and that's a consideration worth having. But we got 5 Pokeballs, and that means I guess we can catch this level 2 Meganium. I guess if we're going to catch any Meganium, then might as well be this one. Flame Wheel. We're electric type. Okay, that doesn't do too much damage. Meganium can't take another Shadow Ball. I'm really not optimistic that we'll be able to catch this thing, but I'll try anyway. Let's see what happens. Yeah, he broke free right away. Secret Power? Okay. That's not too threatening. I'll give it one more go. Come on, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it! Ah! Well, at least we were a little closer that time, but I think it better that we retreat now. Well, faint the Meganium, because might as well for the experience anyway. We'll get rid of the Meganium now and save the Pokeballs for later. Hopefully we would be able to catch Pokemon. It's kind of unfortunate we didn't run into that Smoochum from earlier. Oh hey, Rock Blast. Interesting. We're getting a bunch of physical moves. Hopefully our attack will continue to be solid. But yeah, it would have been better to run into the Smoochum just because we would be more likely to catch it. Even so, it's not necessarily bad that Meganium is there and is so common, probably replacing Rattata, because we could then use that area for level up. Evolved Pokemon provide substantially more EXP than unevolved Pokemon, so we can use that to our advantage anyway. Alright. In any case, we have 2 more routes where we can potentially catch Pokemon, so let's go for it. Route 22. Here we go. Oh! Before I do that, actually... sorry, I just wasted a little bit of time. I wanted to get a couple more Pokeballs and other items. I know it's true for Ruby Sapphire, I believe it's true for Fire Red Leaf Green, that if you get exactly 10 Pokeballs, you'll get a Premier Ball for free. So, let's see if we do that. No, it is not true! Oh, that's a rip. Okay. Well, whatever, we have 10 Pokeballs, that should hold us for a little while. I'll get ourselves 3 Antidotes, 1 Paralyze Heal, not a Paralyze Heal. I think with our 2 potions we'll be alright for right now. In Viridian Forest coming up, we're going to be able to get at least 1 more antidote, and I think another potion as well, maybe even another Pokeball. So much items, so much the better. Money is pretty difficult to come by in the early game. Hopefully later we'll end up being loaded, especially if we only buy items that are practical to the purposes of us getting the game. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, we run into a Suicune. Talking about Pokemon that we have no hope of catching. Alright. The thing is, if it has really high base stats in a particular area, then we could actually be into some trouble, even if it has a weak attack. I'm gonna go for it anyway. Super effective. Oh, wow! Taking it down to the red right away. Frenzy Plant. That's not good. Wow, that's better than I thought it would be. Okay. I'm gonna go off on a limb and say that Frenzy Plant is probably Suicune's only move, because legendaries don't learn moves that quickly. If it only does 7 damage to us, right now we can live a crit, so it is safe to use a Pokeball. Hopefully. Of course we don't catch it, but Gotta keep the dream alive. Oh, okay, that's a recharge afterward anyway. Alright. Keep the dream alive, we get Suicune, that could make our lives so much easier. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. Oh, it learns Headbutt, so it does learn multiple moves. Alright, let's get out of here, get out of here. Again, it's unfortunate that we're not able to get a Pokemon for this route, at least for the purposes of a Nuzlocke. However, Suicune is relatively not that threatening, actually. Neither Headbutt nor Frenzy Plant did that much to us, and our Shadow Ball is super effective against it, so Suicune would potentially be a good source of EXP there. So I'm going to heal at the Pokemon Center, and then go up into the route that is north of here, and we'll see if we can catch a Pokemon by the time this episode ends. Well, by the time 20 minutes ends. I like the idea that Nick had of keeping these videos to a length of 20 minutes. I think that's enough time for us to legitimately do something. Oh yeah, mandatory tutorial. I think 20 minutes is enough time for us to do something substantial before passing it over, but not be like we're hogging it the time too much. So the random Pokemon is still a Weedle. I guess they didn't randomize for this cutscene, which is probably okay. Might break the game if they would have done that. Oh, that's interesting. So, they capitalized the T in the Old Man in this dialogue, but they did not capitalize the T in the previous dialogue. In the old Red-Blue games, the reason why that rare candy glitch at Cinnabar Island happened is because when you talk to this guy, it temporarily overwrites the data for your name with the Old Man, or just Old Man, and that's what causes the shenanigans where it misinterprets the data for Old Man as wild Pokemon data. Oh, we got a Growlithe, okay. This is potentially catchable. I'm gonna see if we can do it without using a damaging attack, just in the fear of killing the Growlithe accidentally. Okay, no dice, but that's alright. Beat Up. We can take that for days. Beat Up is only gonna hit one time because there is only one wild Pokemon in the party. Now the question is, do we use Shadow Ball or Rock Blast? I believe Rock Blast will do less damage unless it hits for all 5 times. So I'm gonna try Rock Blast. Shadow Ball, well, the advantage of Shadow Ball would be that Ghost isn't super effective against as many things, but I'm gonna go for Rock Blast anyway, we'll see what happens. Oh no. Oh, his color change! Clutch color change! Stop, 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 please stop. Okay. Alright, we're good. Color change is such a cool ability. I didn't look up Tentacool's ability. I wonder what that is. Alright, I'm feeling good about this. We'll be able to get ourselves a Growlithe, and we'll be on our way. Nice. Okay, Beat Up is gonna hit twice, as long as Growlithe is in our party, as well as Jellybob, because we'll have 2 Pokemon. Good stuff. And we'll also get to see what type it is initially. I am going to name this Angel after my dog. Okay, what type is Growlithe? Flying type. A pure flying type Pokemon in a Gen 3 game. That doesn't happen. Period. Do we have anything other than Beat Up? We have Reversal! Oh, wow. Cool. Nothing super effective, but that's good. How are our stats? Okay. Special attack is higher. That means Beat Up is a special move, so that will probably deal more damage than Reversal generally, unless we're at really low HP, like right now. But anyway, it's about 20 minutes, so I'm going to pass the buck to someone else. Hopefully we'll be doing alright. Have a good day.